Hey fam, it's me, Aaron.
Drop Force Mike.
And we are all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
Yes.
And we're ready to talk about this week's comics.
Oh man.
Specifically for us, the big book of the week is Fear Itself.
Yeah.
And that's still big, but for us it's War Goddess.
Hot.
War Goddess,
That's hot.
it's an Avatar book. You know, obviously
Yeah.
it has, the crossed ad on it, the bleeding cool ad.
Yeah.
And but it's boundless. It's a sub-imprint, kind of like Vertigo's a sub-imprint of DC.
Okay.
And it's basically a book imprint for badass hot chicks.
I'm down.
Is basically like how I could, describe it. And War Goddess to me is the ultimate book for this. I was sold on the concept because in the 90s I thought that the bad girl craze was ridiculously stupid.
It was
I
terrible.
hated it all.
Yeah.
And I'm friends with a lot of the creators that were around then.
Right.
And that was just the craze. They were doing what they were doing.
Right.
I was a snob back then, and I only read Vertigo. I never admitted to reading the DC or Marvel hero books that I'd read from a kid.
Right.
They were a guilty pleasure.
Those were like secret.
Right, but I did admit to reading Vertigo.
Gotcha.
And I hated the bad girl stuff. I thought it was really stupid, even though I masturbated constantly. But somehow my public persona was all against it.
Yeah, that's strange.
And
That's strange.
you know how it is.
It's complicated.
But this War Goddess is, aware of that and cool. It's basically Wonder Woman as a badass. Wonder Woman as a goddess of war, not a princess of peace. All right? What if Wonder Woman was a goddess of war, not a princess of peace?
Okay.
Quote me on this, Avatar. And, it's kind of like Flashpoint Wonder Woman. And so she decides, you know what I need to do? Kill all of these bad girls.
Awesome.
And she's going to kill all of them. And she makes out with some and kills others in this very issue.
Awesome.
It's exactly
Sounds
what I want to
great.
read. It's
Sounds
violent,
awesome.
it's fun. And it's written by Mike Wolfer, who co-wrote Gravel with Warren Ellis.
Gravel.
And he's also an artist, too. He's a jack of all trades. I mean, he'll sell the books, hand some at the cons. He's a brilliant man.
Yeah.
But War Goddess is awesome. And behind the scenes, how the sausage is made is Brian Pulido went bankrupt and sold off all the assets to Avatar.
Right.
And now he's using some of these characters in a public domain type way or a satire way or some type of parody way and killing them. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
So I'm really digging that book.
Crazy.
And if you want a comic shop variant, which there's only 150 made, we are going to put them on our eBay account, which we seldom use, but it's just eBay seller, a comic shop. Couldn't be easier. And we'll have them for a cover price. So, whatever. You have to pay shipping, obviously.
Dude, our name is all over this.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
That's cool.
Fear Itself 5 is Brawl. It
Oh,
is
man.
total fight.
My
Thor
God.
versus Hulk and Thing.
Oh, my God.
And, it's like, here's the thing. Okay, so Hulk can beat Thing.
Right.
Green Hulk can beat Thing. That's been proven.
But Thing is
But
Hulk
Thing with this hammer has beaten Red Hulk.
Right.
And Red Hulk has beaten Green Hulk. So Thing should be more powerful than Red Hulk. But now he is more powerful, but Green Hulk with a hammer should be way more powerful than Thing. Because Hulk without the hammer.
Right. What about Thor?
Thor, who knows? Red Hulk has punched Thor in the face, and when Jeff Loeb's writing it, and took him out. But Thor was having a bad day or whatever.
But Thor's also taking down Sentry.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a ridiculous brawl, and somehow Thor is holding his own against these two crazy, and does more than hold his own. Yeah. And it's brilliant. And, Thing, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you're an FF fan, you want it, Franklin has a brilliant point, brilliant scene. This is the super compressed action issue that you've been waiting for. Where you liked issue 4 because it had a lot of the backstory and exposition. Still, essentially, the plot for issue 4 was Thor falls through a portal, goes back, and falls through a portal again.
Yeah.
This, I can't condense it to that. This is all-out ridiculous action.
Brawl. It's a brawl, like you said.
It's brawl.
Yeah. It's insane.
Fear Itself, Uncanny X-Force is my favorite tie-in.
Oh, man.
Rob Williams is an up-and-comer.
Yeah.
I was very cautious about him taking over the reins of Rick Remender's team. For this mini, no one else has written Rick Remender's team yet. And he's doing well. He's holding his own, Rick Remender is the man, and, Rob Williams could be his sidekick.
Pick it up
he could have a good career as Rick Remender's sidekick.
That sounds good.
Spider Island, Dan Slott's built everything towards this, and the execution of this, I've loved. I love this. You see the whole reason why all these crazy costumes.
He's got like 100 costumes.
Look at this visual.
He can share the costumes with all the other characters.
And Nick Spencer is doing a spin-off. Now, I understand a lot of people don't like Cloak and Dagger. They've never cared for Cloak and Dagger. They were cool in Runaways. They're cool in Dark X-Men.
Right.
But, there's a lot of people that don't really care for Cloak and Dagger. But here's who you care about. Nick Spencer. And the other thing you care about is Spider Island.
Spider Island.
So Nick Spencer cares about them. He likes them.
Yeah.
He's wanted to do something with them. And I suppose, I haven't talked about this, but I think the only commercial viable way to do it was to make it part of a Spider Island tie-in.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Venn diagram of you like Nick Spencer and you like Spider Island, you better get it. You owe it to yourself to get that book.
Seriously.
If you're not in that Venn diagram, then, maybe it's not for you.
This looks cool.
I'm not pushing on you guys, but if you like Nick Spencer, do it.
Do it.
He's Nick Spencer. I love that guy.
More Nick
Fallout.
Spencer.
This is, he's going to be doing the Ultimate X-Men, and as we know from the last issue, it's out that America created mutants.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Nick Spencer's X-Men is going to be insane. Flashpoint is heating up and winding down at the same time. I don't know how, but I'm digging it. Emperor Aquaman is my favorite of the week. Frankenstein is Mike's favorite of the
Yep.
week. There's 2 others, and I just can't wait until Flashpoint 5.
Oh,
It's
man.
going to be midnight
Oh, my God.
on the 30th.
Oh,
31st, whatever midnight officially is. It's going to be midnight. Before you go to bed on Tuesday, you can get Flashpoint,
There you
unless
go.
you live in England, because there's some like bank holiday or something. I don't know. No, there is. All right,
No, I
War of the
believe
Green
you.
Lantern 2 Aftermath. This is the last book you need until the reboot or the relaunch or the a lot of Sinestro stuff happens in this.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you need this. If you skip this, I know they're trying to say that the relaunch is going to put all the iconic characters that the general public knows back into
Right.
those things, including Barbara Gordon back as Batgirl. And I know they're saying that this is a launch that you don't need any prior information to get into, but Jeff Johns is not with the program. Jeff Johns is putting Sinestro in the role, a character that nobody knows as
Yeah.
Green Lantern.
He only
you
had
know?
like 2 scenes in the movie.
Right, they were good.
Yeah.
But, you know him as a villain in Super Friends, but Sinestro's in the role, not Hal. And you pretty much should read these 2 issues of Aftermath because it's not a reboot. It's not even really a relaunch for Green Lantern. It feels to me like it's just a continuation that would be a fresh start anyway after War of the Green Lanterns. They would have a new jump on point.
Yeah.
My favorite guy, hardcover out, support him. Morning Glory's Nick Spencer finally got Joe Esma the script, so it's out. Awesome. And Red Wing was the most predictable indie hit of this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Hickman on time travel. I mean, Hickman owns time travel right now.
Yeah.
I'm convinced if anyone created time travel in our day and age in real life, it would be Hickman. He would be involved. He would be a consultant or whatnot. He would be involved. But Red Wing was amazing.
It's really
I
good.
loved it.
Yeah.
Issue 2 is just as good. And that's this week in comics. We hope you get your comics and love your comics. Fear itself is surprising me now. I'm digging it.
Oh, yeah.
Issue 3 wasn't surprising. I predicted the death of Buck
That was pretty-
before issue 1 came out.
Yeah,
So
telegraphed.
even though the execution wasn't bad, it was predictable.
Yeah.
And issue 5 I read, I'm like, yeah, this is getting me going.
Oh, man.
I have a stiffy when I
Yeah,
read issue 5.
yeah, me too.
So, that's what it is. And thanks guys, bye-bye.